Mary Smith just made the honor roll. Can her school share the good news? Under the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, or FERPA, kindergarten through 12th grade parents or eligible students 18 or older generally must provide consent before public schools and districts can share personally identifiable information from students' education records. One of the exceptions to this rule is for the disclosure of properly designated directory information. Schools and districts can designate certain basic student information as directory information and share that information without consent if certain additional requirements are met. Why would schools and districts want to use directory information? Because they want to include information about students in certain publications, such as student directories, annual yearbooks, honor rolls, graduation programs, playbills for theater productions, or sport programs. Schools and districts may also want to provide directory information to outside organizations that provide services for students, such as companies that manufacture class rings, take student photos, or publish yearbooks. So how can this be done? Under FERPA, before sharing directory information, a school or district must first identify the student's personally identifiable information considered to be directory information, such as the student's name, address, telephone listing, email address, photograph, date and place of birth, grade level, participation in officially recognized activities and sports, the weight and height of members of athletic teams, and degrees, honors, and awards received by the student. It is important to note that information contained in an education record that would generally be considered harmful or an invasion of privacy if disclosed, such as social security numbers, can never be considered directory information. Next, the school or district must give public notice of the items designated as directory information, the right of parents and eligible students to opt out of letting their personal information be disclosed as directory information, and the deadline by which they must opt out in writing. What else should we know about directory information? FERPA allows schools and districts to adopt a limited directory information policy. It's okay for a school or district to decide that it wants to disclose directory information for specific purposes and/or to specific parties. For example, a district could decide to disclose directory information in a parent directory, but not to disclose that same information to companies that want to market products to the students and their parents. Under this policy, the district's directory information notice should specify the parties that may receive directory information and/or specify the purposes for which the information may be shared. Also, under the directory information exception, disclosures do not need to be recorded as they do under other FERPA exceptions. For additional information about FERPA and directory information, including a model notification, please visit the U.S. Department of Education's Privacy Technical Assistance Center at ptac.ed.gov and the Family Policy Compliance Office at familypolicy.ed.gov.